episode of the year.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Music Lens podcast with me, Alex Allegra.
And Katie Fee.
I didn't know this thing didn't have a twist on it.
Oh. I don't know.
It just feels weird.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I played a round Thursday night, and I think I should have probably adjusted it a little more before we started because I noticed it was kind of like wanting to fall, and I think it was just a little top heavy of like the back part needed to be twisted back a little more to balance the weight, because my first song I'm like hunched over because it moved on me and I was like, I can't move it. My hands are playing guitar.
Right.
So we're just going to be hunched over while we play and then adjust after the fact.
Yeah. We always love when that happens.
Try and make sure it's set up ahead of time, but then it moved and I was like, well, okay, here we go.
Well, with obviously this year was this our second year? It's our first full year.
Yeah.
But like we're about to come up in February for our second year anniversary.
Second anniversary going into our third year of podcasting.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We're just very happy. Thank you for everyone who has followed along with us this year. This is going to be our last episode of this year. But coming in the new year, we're going to have a much more structured thing. We've already started recording. Like we've got it in the groove. We're so excited to bring you some new stuff, some new content, new series, and I don't want to give too much away. Yeah. So
hopefully get back into the content part of what we want to do with helping other artists and stuff. So
and even while we were on hiatus, it was just because we were so busy going out and creating content and like doing so much that like I was just so close to burnout that I just needed to cut like one thing, and my therapist was like, you need to like legitimately you need to cut one thing. So unfortunately it just ended up being the podcast. But any big goals for next year, Katie, that you would like to share?
Well, I haven't sat down to like do all that yet because we are still like mid-December and I tend to do it towards
I just
New
feel
Year's,
like it's running too fast, and I'm already like I'm so behind on Christmas presents that I'm like at this point I'm a little scared that things aren't going to come in time for Christmas.
I need someone to give me a list of what they want. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just like take a guess and go with it at this point. But I made a planner for next year, but I haven't actually put anything into it yet because I've tried the last couple years doing like yearly goals and then breaking it down into monthly goals and then kind of forget about it after a month or two. So I'm trying to get it to where all of that's in one place. So maybe I'll actually keep with it.
Yeah.
But definitely want to play more shows, preferably more full band shows. Maybe try and book some festivals or anything like that, just to kind of, I don't know if move up is necessarily the right wording, but just like
expand
be able to
fan
do
base,
something I haven't done quite yet.
Your performance base,
yeah,
for sure.
And releasing music is the plan. Figuring all that out still of timeline, but what about you?
Yeah, new music is actually coming this year. I had a whole plan for this year, and then life happened, obviously, and I needed that to reset myself a little bit, and now I'm really excited to be putting out some music. And so that's coming, and more photography based things. My goal is to just keep going. Like I just wanted to get one paid photography gig this year, and I got a couple. So to just keep going with that next year, maybe get like a paid festival gig, because I did some like volunteer festival gigs. Yeah. So maybe get like a paid festival gig next year outside of work, because obviously I get paid to go to festivals for work. Fair. But like my own lane thing. And just not get as down on myself. Next year, my word is balance. So whatever that looks like, just remaining balanced, and not stressing and putting so much like work on myself. I called this year what was this year? This year was I know last year was my fuck it year.
Okay, this year I don't think that was
this
year. That was the year before.
This was this was supposed to be like my death to the old me year, which I still haven't done. So like it's part of like the next project that just didn't come out this year. So next year,
Yeah.
it will. But again, I don't want to like have that be and then something for whatever reason just doesn't
Right.
align with
Or
exactly
it
what
could
that looks
be,
like, or it's going to look different this year
yeah.
even so, just because when I had the plan to do it, I had the plan, but and this was me realizing why my next year's goal needs to be balance is last year I had this plan going into the year because that's what I did the year before with the fuck it year, and I just did things and I had such a great time. And then the next year came around and I had some financial troubles, I had some mental health like struggles, and I just felt like I was going backwards instead of moving forward. And so then with the death to the old me, it was supposed to be this whole moving forward transition kind of phase. And I just was overworking myself and obviously saw consequences with that because I had all that in my head and I just was going to make it happen instead of having any type of plan or any songs written or anything ready to go.
We have some songs
I had
written.
songs written and ready to go, but it wasn't
Not
put
produced
together.
fully.
Nothing was prepped. Nothing was put together. I was just like, I'm just going to go for it. And didn't account for anything in my life and just was going to somehow make it happen. And it just didn't go that way. So this year it's going to look different because I obviously am going to have a plan to go with what I was doing. And I think that's been great to be on the podcast and actually like talk through like planning and stuff like that. And I mean, even over Thanksgiving, I got to the point where I have never wanted to be bored in my entire life. Like that is why I'm always so overworked. And in the last couple of years, it's just like hasn't worked that way. And so I was finally just like over Thanksgiving, I was like, I want to be bored. I want to like have to find something to like re-excite me because I was just like, I am so, and I was having a great time being overworked. I just like, except for the burnout, obviously. But like this last half of the year, once I like settled into everything, I was like, I'm just so go, go, go still, though, that like I don't remember what it's like to even just be bored. And so I was like, I just want to be bored. I want to reach for my guitar because I'm bored instead of just like having to do it to do it. And so I was just like, I didn't really achieve boredom, but I definitely have gotten back to just like having the fun free time again. So I like finished some books that I wanted to read, and now I'm gonna go back in, and I've stayed in touch with a couple different producers, so we'll see which one ends up happening. Right now it's just a matter of like which one's gonna align with my goals and my budget, and so I'm trying to figure out who would be the best option for everything. And whoever I do pick, to the other people, just putting it out there that it's not anything to do with anyone's work or anything like that. Like I really want to work with all three of them. It's just like there's just different levels of each thing, so I just have to kind of pick and choose. So
Any other goals for next year?
No, I just want to actually like put out content. I think the biggest thing too is that like I think I was getting frustrated because I like had no traction or anything like that, but part of that was on me. Like I just hated sitting down and filming content this year. Like that's really why I was so in love with being behind the camera for a while, was because there was just a lot of pressure I was putting on myself to be in front of the camera all the time, and that was causing a lot of the burnout too.
I mean, I think I knew this already before we talked to her about it, and I guess this is a little teaser or something in January because this episode hasn't come out yet. But Sammy mentioned like reusing content, and I scrolled back and found Christmas covers from a couple years ago and just saved them to my phone and reposted on TikTok because I didn't feel like finding new stuff to do.
Well, and sometimes I just want to sing stuff that I know I've already put out on the internet, so I'm just like, I know it shouldn't matter, but then I'm
like,
always
new
just
people
like,
see it, so
is it gonna matter that I'm reposting? Yeah, so
I just had to like, because I figured timing wise it fit with the Taylor Swift stuff coming out yesterday, that I was like, well, I'll do my Christmases When You Were Mine one, and the text on it was like, this is my second year asking for Taylor's version.
that's why you had, okay,
and
because
so
I was
put
wondering
fifth on
why
top.
you put that there. I was like,
yeah. Because I'm like, okay, math wise, where are we at? And this would be 5 years of asking because re-record started in 2021. So
crazy. That's crazy.
I know she owns it now, but I want her mature vocals on it because it's such a good song. So yeah, I was like, oh, maybe that will do something algorithm-wise with all the people talking about the docu-series. So I figured timing-wise that made sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A lot
Did
of
you get
people are
in?
back on the Love Taylor again.
Did you get
No,
into?
not yet. I
Oh,
still haven't
okay.
watched anything.
Yeah.
But apparently it's coming out in stages, which I didn't
It's
realize it was
2
gonna do that.
episodes a week, basically for 3 weeks, since it's 6 episodes. Some people didn't know that it was coming out when it did. Of like, Caroline was like, "Oh, I saw it came out early," and I didn't like address that part of everything she said. But in my head, I'm like, "It's not early. It's supposed to come out like overnight, basically."
Yeah.
But I think people got confused because ABC was airing like the first episode and then part of the final show on just their network, so that way people without Disney Plus could see a little bit or something, or try and entice them to get a membership, I
Yeah.
guess, or subscription, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched both, and then I watched the final show, which mainly was just on in the background while I
I was
did
like,
other
I will not
stuff.
be watching the final show because I remember the show just fine.
Well,
And
it's completely different show in the sense of like, because for some reason I thought they were just gonna take Torture Poets and throw it into the original film, but since it's a whole different order and everything, then it is just the Vancouver shows.
yeah.
So it's a little different, and so I was like, I'll just put it on in the background so that way I have something playing while I'm doing other stuff. But yeah.
So, speaking of music and everything for the year, we thought we'd close out this year with a end of the year, what was our favorite music that came out, and just kind of talk about some things, because I know we kind of did a halfway point new music, and then we've just kind of talked about some new music throughout the rest of the year, and so this is our like top 5 album
I only had
projects.
4.
Okay, good, because I was like,
I couldn't pick a fifth.
I just had like some good highlights of
But
the
I had
year.
some other categories I thought of too. So
And then I have like some honorable mentions.
yeah.
So
Yeah, my thing was I had a top 4 that was solid, and then 5 I was like, it could go to Jordan Davis or Old Dominion for albums. So I was like,
oh, I
but
forgot
also
about
I don't
Old
know if
Dominion's
I
new album.
felt strongly about either of them enough. So we're doing top 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, do we want to do albums first, so then I can tell you what other categories I thought
Yeah,
of?
yeah.
And we
What
can
was
kinda go
your
from
what was
there.
your 4?
So, and I will say the top 3 lined up with my Spotify Wrapped, but then 4 and 5 of my Spotify Wrapped were like old albums, so those don't. That's not this year. Eagle Feather, Ian Munsick, The Life of a Showgirl, Taylor Swift, and then Love and Light, Maddie and Tay, which also Maddie and Tay are. They're not calling it a breakup, but they are ending their duo.
Which was surprising,
So-
because they're gonna do separate music. It is what it alluded
Well, it's
to.
Tay's gonna be a stay-at-home mom, and Maddie's gonna work on a solo career.
That was my guess, but I didn't read I didn't reid anything following up. But I was like, I
Right.
wonder if Tay
They're-
really wants to be a mom because she just has a lot more kids than Maddie. Well, she has 2.
like 2, but
I just felt like she was very much more the maternal, like, one out of the 2 of them. Like,
well, they're both maternal. But yeah,
I just meant like, I didn't mean it like. Okay.
okay. But I think their initial like announcement of it didn't really go into detail, so then I had to go
No.
like find articles that gave more information to figure that part out about it, of what they were doing. But they don't want to call it a breakup because they said maybe someday we'll do another record, and it's not like there's any bad blood or anything like that. It's like they're still going to be best friends. They're just
Yeah.
not going to be business partners anymore, basically. So yeah.
Yeah, this was the most like amicable kind of split I feel like I've
Right.
ever seen.
It's
and
a very
like,
different thing
Oh,
from FGL, because that's the other split I think of.
Yeah. I also think of like Lady A, but I never felt like they actually
they took
split
a hiatus and then did some solo
I
stuff.
never felt like they actually split up.
Because I was gonna say they still have stuff next year for tour dates and stuff before they're like officially done. And they just played the Opry. I saw like, I think they did a Christmas song on the Opry or something. So they're still playing together for a while, but no more new music or anything like that in the books for them until who knows when. But Yeah, so that's that. I was shocked by that.
Yeah.
So
What was your
I was
number
like,
one? Did you get to number one?
oh, I went in order from top down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Eagle Feather.
Okay.
So
I thought you went up.
my bad. No, Love and Light was 3, and Torture. The Life of a Showgirl was 2, Eagle Feather 1, and then 4 is Downhill from Here, which is Anna Voss's debut album that she
Oh.
put out this year. So.
That she produced herself, right?
Her and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Her-
and
Harry.
and Harry the cat.
And Harry. Yes.
And Harry the cat.
Important to have him included as well. So, yeah, top 4 for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are yours?
Okay. I have to remember. I
This
didn't
is why I
write
write things down.
I know, I didn't write it down. Mine was Bite Me, Renee Rapp,
Wait, what is the order that we're going?
top to bottom.
Okay, just
So
making,
number one,
just
yes.
checking if it was the same order I did.
Bite Me, Renee Rapp. Man's Best Friend, Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay.
What was my number 3?
Is it Taylor? Is she farther down?
No.
Or not?
Taylor was my honorable mention,
Okay.
honestly, of this year because it was a good album, but it didn't stand out in any way, and I don't find myself listening to it a lot, to be honest. But
That's
Bite
fair.
Me, I still keep on like loop. And then I just had a lot of singles, to be honest. I had
Okay. I couldn't come up with a top single list. I tried and then I erased it, but I did have song on repeat as a category, and mine is Happened to Me, Russell Dickerson.
Oh, I know what it was. I'm sorry. I don't know what my order is necessarily. Because I would say honestly, what's Kelsey's album called?
Oh,
Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, Bite Me.
I forgot that one because it's an EP, so I just
Yes.
didn't. I guess my brain didn't think of it. I would put that. There we go. Top 5.
Yeah, because I Sit in Parks is just like I can't stop singing that song since it's come out. I will sing it throughout the next year. Like it is just incredible. Bite Me, I still love a lot of the songs on there, especially what's it called? I Think I Like You Better. That song is just chef's kiss. And then what did I say?
Man's Best Friend.
Man's
she
Best Friend,
said.
Sabrina. I think it's still just chef's kiss of a good little record. It's just so good. Yeah, Taylor was my honorable mention. But I didn't have a lot of like full projects, like I said, that I thought were just like incredible. I think Hayley Williams put out her record, and it's not something I listen to a lot, but it is like very well written, and I just want to give it a lot of props. Daisies by Justin Bieber was just a great song. Again, I'm not like in love with that whole album. Man I Need by Olivia Dean, and I've just been listening to a lot of like Olivia Dean in general lately. Like that song was just incredible. My problem is that my title rewind doesn't really accurately reflect because I switched from Spotify to title halfway through the year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have my old Spotify numbers, and then I don't have like it's 000 and then November. But it's like I didn't listen to a lot of music unless I really wanted to listen to something this year, because I listened to a lot of podcasts whenever I was driving. And then I found a lot of new music through either my boyfriend, because he plays a lot of different stuff than I do, or whenever I would go to all the shows that I would go to.
Yeah.
But I didn't pick up a lot of new artists from that. I would say like maybe Cat's Eyes new album actually I really love, and so I was like, I think that might be in one of my top 5s, but I was also like, I didn't know where to put it in 4 or 5. I mean, I guess Life of a Showgirl might be like number 4 if I'm being real, just from like if I'm listening to a project, like I will throw it on. But I just felt like my top 3 was like, if I had to recommend anything to anybody this year, it was those 3 albums. So
yeah. I also put favorite independent album, but I guess that's also kind of, redundant in the sense of like because Anna's is in my top album, so obviously naturally that means that's the top independent album. But I don't know if you listened to any independently released ones this year.
Not a lot, but Molly Grace released hers, so I would say maybe her album.
Okay.
Or I guess it was an EP called Blush. It's just really good, and I'm just so excited and happy for her to be
Yeah.
growing as fast as she was. And then you and I both released stuff this
Right,
year,
yeah.
so
I was trying to avoid doing anything that like we had a part in.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Sammy K released a couple songs and I'm a co-writer in both of them, and I was like,
Sammy
that
did so
feels
well
like
with
I can't.
Pearl. I was so happy for
Like,
her with Pearl,
yeah.
and I was so happy you released Midnight Margaritas because I still want to release it at some point, but I just love that song so much. But I need to release a song that we wrote called Better With You, as
Yes,
honestly,
yeah.
because it's my equivalent
Yeah.
to that song. I just love Midnight Margaritas though.
Yeah.
But me, you, and Sarah have written a couple songs that I think deserve
Right.
some shining light here that we
Yeah.
should really get out.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I tried to get more independent songs to list, and like I said, that's why like I was like struggling with doing any type of top song thing, because part of it is I looked up if Emily Ann Roberts was signed, and she got
She
signed
is.
in August.
Yeah.
So she has independent releases up until August, and then Jack and Jill Daniels was her first single released on the label. So technically, like Easy Does It and The Fence are both like pre.
Okay. I
And
never
those are
think
great
about it that way
songs.
just because she's signed to management, like high up management.
true,
So
yeah.
it's like for me, I always just kind of assume that she's in just like a different level of things.
Yeah.
So
I guess you could argue that Anna is too, in the sense of she has publishing and management and stuff. She just doesn't have a record deal.
right.
But I still feel like she's independent of she's doing pretty much everything herself as
Yeah.
far as like all the promo and all that.
Well, and Lauren Weintraub too. We talked about her in the past, like her like more emo kind of pop punky stuff. I really liked that early in the year. I'm not much of a fan
Lou
of like
is the
yeah,
artist
sorry,
name now
Lou.
for her. She changed her artist name to Lou,
not
which
as
is
much as the hyper
LAW.
pop stuff that she's been doing, but I liked the
Yeah,
liked the stuff
Dead
before.
Inside was I think it was an EP.
Yeah, that was a great EP. I think
Before
it,
it
came out
went
this
into,
year, right?
yeah, she put out 2 EPs this year, I think.
Oh wow, that girl's just going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love Emily Ann Roberts though. I love all her like. She says like yeehaw, meemaw.
Yeah.
Like she has all the hobbies of like an older woman, of like more like homesteading type stuff of the gardening and the cooking and canning and all that stuff. And,
Oh, and you
I
know
love
who
that.
else wrote an incredible song that I love so much? And a whole EP is Marielle Craft.
Okay.
She wrote and she released her first EP, I think, this year. Hopefully it's her first. I think it's her 1st. Not hopefully, but I think it's her first. And she has a song on it called, oh gosh, what's it called?
Kraft mac and cheese, right?
Oh, it's called 10 Times Better. And I am obsessed with that. But I heard that a while ago, so I don't
That one, well, that says acoustic. It was 2023.
Okay. But I know it had like a little
But
bit
you
of
discovered it this
she
year.
had a big resurgence because she got married and then she
Oh.
like made the acoustic and everything with that.
Okay,
So
yeah.
but she's also an incredible songwriter and she just went on a headlining tour with the new album and then Lou opened for her. So
Oh, okay.
that was also
That's probably
but
why I
I
heard the
saw
name, was
her
seeing
when
that.
she opened for Molly.
Okay.
So that was how I discovered her. So
Yeah. Well, I guess that connects into another one of my categories. Favorite artist you saw live this year? Because you've seen a lot of artists live with your photography.
yeah. Well, one of my highlights was definitely seeing Lainey, and so my goal is to see Lainey a couple times next year. Ooh, who else was really, really good? I'm like trying to go through all the festivals that I went to at this point. Oh, Abby Anderson was
Yeah.
incredible at Country Thunder, Wisconsin. Did she release her Limbo song this year?
She released Merry Mariachi Christmas,
Yeah, I remember that.
which Anna, I think Anna and Kevin co-wrote some stuff on that. She did not release anything this year
Okay.
other than the Christmas.
She is just like she has the energy to be such a main stage person, and the fact that like she is still in like the front and like no one knows who she is just like boggles my mind because I'm just
Yeah.
like she has such the character and the
Right,
stage presence
yeah.
and everything to be such a main stage performer. So it's just like people need to catch on to her because it's just
Yeah.
like you're missing out.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I mean, Riley Green's always great. Bailey Zimmerman was great this
Carl's
year.
over it.
Carl and his dog Carl is.
She sends me the video of him like carrying him like a purse out on stage. He's like, "Stop it, Dad."
Yeah. This was the first year I went to go see Bailey. He was actually really good. Thoroughly impressed. He's the nicest guy too. Who else did we say this year?
Kelsey.
Kelsey. Did we see it this year or was it
Yes,
last year?
January.
It was January.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yes.
I really still wanted to see Sabrina and I still didn't get to see
I know.
Sabrina, so I can't say Sabrina. Kelsey's performance was like, yes. I can't believe that was only a year ago. It feels like forever. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for people that really stood out to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Ian Munsick, and I saw him 3 times. Just by happenstance. But yeah, and then I would say probably Kelsey, Lainey, if I had to like put them in an order. But those were like the 3 main people I saw this year, other than who did we even see at CMA Fest?
We saw like 2 people. We
I
saw
was like,
Charlie
we didn't
Worsham
see
and we
that many
saw
people.
Jared Neiman
yeah,
right
I was
before
like,
him.
it was one of those 2000s.
Charlie's
Yeah.
always great. I always love. Obviously, I love going.
Oh yeah,
to see
because
Charlie
we
Worsham
went.
perform.
Oh yeah, because we went to Charlie and then we were gonna try and go to Ella, but it was at capacity by the time we got over there because we would have had to leave Charlie early. So we didn't get to see Ella.
seeing
You've
what's the
seen
show
Ella,
that we
though.
went with Sammy not too long ago.
Oh, Mike Maines.
Yeah.
And
That girl who I still think about
The
her
girl.
performance, like oh my gosh, incredible
so
stage
sorry, I
presence.
can't
Talk
think of
about
her.
presence.
Maggie Miles. That's who
Maggie
was
Miles
the
was great.
other girl there. Other
Also
girl, only girl.
seeing Ludacris this year was fucking awesome. I don't care. It was fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And there was somebody else and I can't remember, but that's okay.
I'm trying to think if there's any pop-ups this year, but Keith Urban was last September. So that was last year. I could have seen Post Malone's pop-up, but I was just I went home after work and was like, I'm not dealing with this, and I'm glad I didn't, because I heard a lot of people were struggling with just how many people there were, and people were getting trampled and sick and all that stuff. And so
that was my problem with like his I was so excited to see him at Bonnaroo, but like because it was just so capacity filled and I could not move. It was just not that great and I just wasn't having a great time and I could barely see and I was just like Pilgrimage was great. Oh, no, I was going to say at CT Wisconsin, Ashley McBride can always never do wrong because she just, I am obsessed with her performance. What?
Can always never do wrong.
She just is amazing. I love her in every aspect. I love whenever she sings Girl Going Nowhere. Like, it's just everything that you hope for as a girl in the industry. And so it's just like seeing her perform that.
I haven't seen her yet.
She's such a great performer. So getting to see her was just like the highlight of everything. I got the best pictures of her too, and I just so good. And who did I say before that?
I don't remember.
But yeah, that was probably. I have so many.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of people though. So and seeing Maggie Rose at Pilgrimage was also a top one.
Okay. Yeah.
She is an incredible vocalist, and again, more people need to catch on to her because she is also just.
She's one of her and Abby both had like moments with country radio and stuff where like they were starting to rise and then for whatever reason didn't keep going but should. So with like the Highway and stuff like that, you know.
Can I change my answer for top album? Because didn't Dreamsicle also come out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my number 4 slot for sure.
Yeah, Dreamsicle and Deluxe, I think both came out this year.
Dreamsicle by Maren Morris, another Chef's Kiss album. I just thought it came out last year, but
no, it was this year.
Yeah.
My last category that I wrote down was favorite show you played.
I didn't play a lot this year, so didn't we have a round at like the beginning of the year with the co-writers round over at Tin Roof?
Yeah, I don't remember what
It was
month that was, but I know we had one where
But it was
was
you, me, Christian, and Sammy.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorites, just
Was
because.
that when there was a tornado risk in the round after us canceled?
Yes.
So they're like, well, you're gonna play an hour and a half, and then the last round's gonna play an hour and a half, and that's how we're gonna fill the middle gap. And so we did like 5+ songs each,
Yes.
something like that.
But we just had so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I just remember being on that stage and just having a lot of fun. And we had like just written a song that I hope to get out this year, and so singing that for the first time was great.
I think I played live together, and Christian was like, I was not expecting that. And he like laughed, and I was like, yeah.
So yeah, it was just a really fun show, and it was so early in the year that the fact that I can still vividly remember sitting on stage with all you guys is just great. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sammy K and I did a joint house show for joint release party kind of thing for baby shower for her, and then midnight margaritas for me, and so that was fun. It was definitely interesting in that Christian got into a car accident on the way there and couldn't make it, so we had to like figure out how to play without a lead guitar. So it was far from perfect, but it was still fun.
I just remember being stressed out because I had a lot of like my own work to do at like also being a photographer for them, so I was like doing double duty with a lot, and I was trying to capture everything. So
we ended a song early, and I was like, I guess we're not doing that last verse. It's fine. But like played it off where I don't think anyone noticed other than me, because Sammy, I don't think even noticed when I said it later, because she was following the drummer.
yeah.
So it wasn't her. But yeah, it was an interesting performance, but it was fun. That was my only full band one.
I normally have the most fun when like I can just have it be like a Alex Allegra show, which normally includes having it be a full band show, because then I don't have to like focus on everything, and I can like dance and do like fun things around the stage. So I want to do more of that next year for sure.
I did an acoustic showcase the week before at Tour Stop 2 as like a pre-release show, I guess. So that was fun too. But yeah, it's kind of nice to just not play guitar, and I played a little fiddle, but otherwise it was just like, okay, I need to do this more so I can learn what to do with my hands and feel more comfortable not having the guitar as like a shield.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were probably two of my top, and that round you mentioned, because that was fun. It's fun anytime we get to have like a whole round of people that we actually know and are friends with and write with, versus just strangers where you're just kind of thrown in around together. And it's like, hi. Any other things, I guess, you want to highlight for the year?
No. It's been 45 minutes, so we're good.
We're good timing wise.
So yeah, what have been your highlights this year? What are some great moments that you guys have had? Do you have any questions for us about the year? Do you have any new music you'd like to share with us? Please comment them all below, or email us at themusiclenspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can follow us on socials at the Music Lens Podcast as well, and you can rate and review this episode if you liked what you hear. That helps the algorithm, helps us find more people, and more people find us, whichever way that goes. You can find Alex at Alex Allegra Music on all the socials, and you can find me at Katie Fee Music on all the socials, and we will see you in the new year. Bye!